So, as I said, the countdown to Cheltenham has well and truly begun. And as is tradition, we will kick off with the opening race of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. And it is the Supreme Novices Hurdle, ladies and gentlemen. And we didn't really know what the novices were like this season. We all thought they were much of a muchness. None of them are really that good, are they? And then all of a sudden, at the Dublin Racing Festival, Kopek the Board comes out and looks like a Razzie. And he is now your 4-5 favourite for the Supreme. Salvatore Mundi is 5-1. The new line, who's also entered in the Turner's Novice Hurdle and likely to run there, is 11-2, joined third favourite, along with Romeo Coolio. Cowabunga is 12-1. Work Ahead, Shark's Head is bigger than I thought, is 12-1 as well. Kisswell is 16-1. And it is 20-1 bar.
So just well, we didn't put you sitting here, no one would see nothing.
That was a good one, Jack. David Casey, we have to start with you here. Kopek the Board. How would you describe the performance at the Dublin Racing Festival? Did he in any way surprise you?
He did, yeah. I thought he'd win, but I didn't expect him to do it the way he did. I think a couple of things went wrong for him. He was keen, and obviously then the loose horse seemed to take him on. I thought that would empty him, because they looked to go a strong pace all the way. But when he turned in, he just seemed to pick up again and kept galloping. Jumped a whole lot better, obviously, than he did at Christmas. And I thought I was hugely impressed by it. And as I say, hopefully he goes there now looking like maybe the one to beat. But I think we're strong in the race, actually, looking at it.
Okay, we'll come to why you're strong in the race in a minute, but the one question that people will be dying to know here, he's 4-5 for Supreme. You want to know he's going to do everything right. Is there a chance that he could spoil his race in the build-up, being a bit fizzy? He was a little bit edgy in the parade ring at Leopardstown. We saw him at Christmas where he was very, very keen and didn't jump particularly well. I suppose his whole demeanour, how will he cope with the Supreme and all the razzmatazz that goes with it?
Yeah, there is all of that, and that can happen to any of the horses going over. He was a bit buzzy at Christmas, and he'd done a lot wrong at Christmas. At home, he's pretty relaxed. The odd day he can be a bit buzzy, but I've been riding him out the last few days, actually, and he's very quiet to me. And I'd be hoping, obviously with the couple of days away at Christmas, and the Dublin Race Festival, which are pretty busy race meetings anyway, that'll be okay. And I think once he gets on the track, he'll be fine. Okay,
I presume you think he's the one to beat?
I suppose on the performance that he put up at the Dublin Race Festival, yes.
Okay, but you're just not completely convincing me. Are you telling me that we're forgetting Salvatore Mundi and not giving him the respect he deserves?
Yeah, I think he'll improve a huge amount for his run in Punchestown. And I know Kieran Callan, who rides him out every day at home, he just seemed to mention to me yesterday, he says, this lab's absolutely flying. And he will improve immensely for better ground as well. So, he's had the experience. He went there last year and ran in the Triumph. Won his maiden, which was no race. But I tell you, he done well to win in Punchestown. Again, did a whole pile wrong. His first run of the year was very fresh, didn't jump as well. Paul was trying to get him relaxed and it didn't work. But I think off a stronger pace, nicer ground, I think he'd be a much easier ride. And, he's a strong contender, I think.
Okay, and just a couple of others here that are from Clysutton that are we'll talk about Cowabunga when we get to the Turners, but Funicula, Carnaque is in there as well, and Kel Histoire. Would you give any of them an each way squeak?
Yeah, see, I think they're all good horses in their own right. Carnaque was second the last day behind Kopek. The Boards dropped in because he was too keen at Christmas. He stayed on to run well. Kisswell, Funicula have only won maidens, but I think they're decent horses. We've got 5 or 6 of them in the same boat. Carbo as well, when I made in Capaccia Pike. They'll be split up, some between the Turners and some between here, but they're all decent horses in their own right. And Kellistoire was second to Salvatore Mundi in the Moscow Flyer. I think he'll improve again. Might be one, maybe went a bit further as well. But as I said, I think we're strong in the race. I think they're all decent horses. If you didn't have the top 2, you'd be going in thinking you had a little squeak with the others, maybe.
Okay, but it mightn't just be quite as clear-cut as the betting suggests, the gap between Kopek the Board and Salvatore Mundi?
Probably not, no.
Okay, interesting. But you would ride Kopek the Board if you were offered a ride in the race?
On what I've seen at the moment, yes.
Okay, Johnny Dineen, David is kind of not entirely sure that Kopek the Board deserves to be as short as he is, a 4-5. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, because he's a horse that looked fizzy
particularly the last day, and Hurston run his away in the middle of races the way he did, and he'd no right to win as easy as he did. Like, been so free. Rarely will you see a horse run as free as he did, and actually win as easy as he did afterwards. And I mean, it was a Grade 1. No, it wasn't the best Grade 1 ever, but he was awesome, impressive at the same time. I do fancy him if he can reproduce that effort. But the fact that he could maybe spoil his chance before the race, could run free in a race, it's going to be a way better race. I'd leave him go at even money or 4 to 5. To be honest, I think there'll be just not every box is ticked. I put it that way, and like there'll be even money chances run. There's 10 of them run a day. You mean, so you don't have to go for the favourite of the Supreme Novices at even money to back one. Like, he's like a horse. You just wouldn't know what he'd do over there. I mean, he has to eat and settle in and all that kind of stuff. He's just he looks a small bit volatile to me. For he doesn't look like that calm a horse. And for a horse to run away with the jockey, that he's done that a couple of times, and he's only run twice over hurdles. He's done it both days, you could say. And then his jumping was much better the second time. But I just wouldn't back him at the price he is in a race that. There is quite a few goodish horses in it, obviously, and look, I expect him to probably win. But if I was backing him, there's no way I back him now. Anyway, I would watch him in the parade ring and go to the start, and because he'd never be much shorter than the price he is anyway. You know what I mean? He's never going to be. What price can he be? He can't be like 2 to 5. He's going to be 4 to 5 or 8 to 11, no matter what. So as regards backing him now. No way in the world would I touch him now at even 6 to 4 against. But if he did do everything right and the ground is on the slow side, I'd expect him to win. All right, to be sure. Yeah.
We had no up in the ante this week. How's your luck? Are you in form? Did you win in the last week?
No, bad this week. No, bad. Yeah.
Okay. But maybe I'm your lucky charm.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. But as regards backing him now, he's probably a bad price though, because he's never going to be much shorter than he is now. Anyway.
Shark, good thing, not good thing. Get the wheelbarrow. What are we going to do with Kopek the board?
Yeah, it's a good thing. Started on Monday, I think he's more of a 2.5 mile horse. I don't think the other lad's much faster horse. And he didn't jump great in Leopardstown with Patrick, but like Paul will be on him, and that'll be the difference. Listen, he's a good thing. I don't send Barry Collins' horse that won today will probably be second. He's probably an each way value. But I think this lad's a good thing.
A good thing, says Shark. Robbie, we were chatting in the car coming up, and we were saying Marine National was pretty impressive today. Or not Marine National, should I say. William Money was extremely impressive today.
Yeah, he was very impressive. And I think very soft ground suited him. He looked to really gallop that ground today. If the ground turns up soft, he'd have an each way chance, definitely. He was quite keen today as well. I think Kopek de Borg is definitely the best horse in the race, but he does have to do a few things right. Any chance he'll wear a hood? No. I heard that being mentioned after he won in Leopardstown, but he needs to do a lot right. He's been doing things wrong. You won't win a Supreme doing things the wrong way. Gordon Josh Romeo Coolio won an ordinary Grade 1 in Leopardstown at Christmas, but he's a very straightforward horse and does things right. A strong pace will definitely suit him. I think he's good value at 11 to 2.
So your assistant to Henry de Bromhead, who's got work ahead, who's unexposed, beat William Money out the gap in Leopardstown at Christmas, is work ahead a little bit of value at 12 to 1?
Oh, he's definitely a good value at 12 to 1 each way. He was very impressive in Leopardstown at Christmas. He jumps really, really well. He's a good, strong cruising speed and stays well. So at that price, before Kopek de Borg came out, I wasn't excited about any of the novice hurdlers, and he really impressed me at Leopardstown. But he has to do things right in Cheltenham to win.
Okay, so that is Kopek de Borg. But a shout out to work ahead. Currently 12 to 1 with Boyle Sports. Bryan Cooper, you didn't win a Supreme, did you?
No.
What was the closest you came?
I think I was 4th one year in Tombstone, the year Altior.
That was a good year.
Yeah, it was a good race that year.
Main, Bouver there.
Yeah, a couple of good horses came out of that.
If you were still riding, what would you like to ride here?
Kopek de Borg.
Yeah.
I just thought there was that bit of a wow factor about him. He still looked very immature in what he was doing throughout the race, but his natural ability seems to be incredible. I can't see there being a massive field in this, despite the big entries. Willie will probably have 3 to 4. Henry will have 2, and other than that, there might be 12 runners, which might suit him. You could see Paul maybe, I don't know. He could buck out and let him bowl and could get his own way in front. I can see Salvador Mundi running a lot better. I don't think Paul allowed him to jump and punch us down. He was trying to teach him how to settle, and he got into the bottom of his hurdles. He'll step up. But I think if the preliminaries doesn't get ahead of Copac Dubois, it's going to be another Vautour kind of job. I think there's just some wow factor there.
Oh, lovely. We'd love to see that. So is it a clean sweep across the board, Shark? Copac the board for you. Johnny, Copac the board for you. Robbie Power, Copac the board for you.
He's the most likely winner, but I think work ahead each way is good value.
It's just about Copac the board for David Casey, who gives a shout out to Salvatore Mundy, and it's Copac the board for Bryan Cooper. So we're off to a flyer. The favourites won the Supreme. Happy days.